The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hi, it's Jay Foster. Join us 7 days a week from 2 to 3 p.m. for Health Connection Radio. We'll talk about natural cholesterol control, toxic metal syndrome, how to reverse bone loss, and the latest scientific research on vitamins and minerals. We'll have fascinating guests, and we'll take lots of your calls, too. So join us 7 days a week from 2 to 3 p.m. for Health Connection Radio right here on WNN.
If you suffer from excruciating back pain, do not have surgery. Call Dr. Fernando Ranella, MD, and ask him about the new ozone therapy and how it can eliminate your back pain once and for all. End your suffering today. Call Dr. Fernando Ranella, the Center for Back Pain Management, 561-819-6325. That's 561-819-6325 or injectpainaway.com.
Hi, this is Morgan Freeman. Has anyone ever said, you're the picture of health? You look healthy, you feel fine, but that may not be the full picture. Colorectal cancer is the second leading cancer killer of men and women over 50. Since it doesn't always cause symptoms, you may not know you have it. The only way to know is by getting screened. Screening can find precancerous polyps, so they can be removed before they turn into cancer. This is one cancer you can prevent. Plus, screening can find colorectal cancer at an early stage when the chance for a full recovery is very high. Talk with your doctor and get tested for colorectal cancer. Medicare and many insurance plans help pay for screening. Get screened. Make sure you are the picture of health.
A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
McGruff the Crime Dog here, inviting you to listen in on this example of exploitation of the elderly. See how quickly and easily this scammer defrauds his prey.
Hello?
Mrs. Swanson, you're home.
Who is this?
I'm Steve from your bank, and we've had a security breach.
Oh, my.
We're calling customers to make sure your account is safe.
Why, thank you.
If you'd kindly read your credit card number, expiration date, and security code, we can get started.
Oh, dear. I'll get my purse. Give me just a moment.
Smooth-talking criminals, often able to convince elderly folks to discuss personal or banking information, something they should never do unless the senior initiates the call. The National Crime Prevention Council wants to educate seniors so these scams can be reported to local law enforcement agencies.
Financial fraud can include identity theft, fake check and wire transfer scams, investment and credit card fraud, and online charitable solicitations. Unfortunately, only 1 in 5 of these crimes are reported. To learn more, go to ncpc.org/seniors. That's ncpc.org/seniors. A message from the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Department of Justice.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. I go to school with your children. We say the Pledge of Allegiance together. You see me around the neighborhood and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm 1 out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger. This problem is closer than you think. My teacher tells me we can grow up to be whatever we want. I want to grow up to be someone who doesn't go to bed hungry. There's enough food in this country to feed everybody. Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me, quietly struggling with hunger. Together, we are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Talk 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, Boca Raton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Don't spend another day enslaved by opiate addiction. Take the first step toward freedom. Call Sunrise Healthcare Associates now at 1-888-6-HELP-ME. Sunrise is fully licensed and has 25 years experience offering discreet, one-on-one medically assisted treatment. You can have your life back. 1-888-6-HELP-ME. 888-6-HELP-ME or sunrisehealthcareassociates.com.
When the stock market goes down, people lose money in their mutual funds and 401ks. But guess what? Some make money in down markets. If you've just taken another financial hit in this down market, learn how money is made in down markets. Call Online Trading Academy. Since 1997, Online Trading Academy has given classroom lessons on the right way to trade stocks, options, futures, and Forex with limited risk. You'll learn with the school's money, not yours. Learn from pros who are certified, currently trade, and are profitable. They show you how they make trades every day. If you're tired of watching your money disappear in a down market, register for a free half-day class to see how banks and institutions trade stocks, options, futures, and Forex and make money in up, sideways, and down markets. Free half-day classes in Broward and Palm Beach. Call Online Trading Academy now, 561-674-9800. 561-674-9800. 561-674-9800.
Talk health. Talk wealth. Talk politics. Talk 1470. WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to Transform Your Mind, Body, and Spirit with Lisa Dwoskin. Lisa has been a fitness professional for the past 20 years, as well as a fitness competitor. She is now a life coach and is ready to help educate and guide you with nutrition, exercise techniques, and positive mindset. You may call in to ask Lisa any questions about how you can jumpstart your very own transformation and become a better you. Call in at 888-565-1470. or visit her website at lisadwoskin.com and Facebook BBL Fitness. Do you want to be healthier, happier, and live a longer and more fulfilled life? Let's get ready to transform your mind, body, and spirit and emerge to a new you.
Hello, welcome to Transform Your Mind, Body, Spirit with Lisa. How are you all doing on this New Year's Eve, New Year's Day? No, I'm kidding. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everybody's really getting into their fitness routine, their nutrition routine. I have a great guest with me today, and you can call in to talk with him, 888-565-1470. He's over here worried that I'm nervous, and I was just teasing him. Who is this over here sitting in this chair? He is one of my very, very close friends. I've known him for about 16 years. Yeah. He's like my big brother. I love him dearly. He is Mr. Rocky Johnson, the WWE Hall of Fame wrestler, who's going to talk a little bit about something very exciting he just told me about the Hall of Fame award and about Canada. So go ahead, Rocky, take over. Yay.
Well, everybody knows, I'm Rocky Johnson. I was originally born in Canada, but I'm Americanized now. I've been here for like 30 years.
Bring that mic a little bit closer.
I've been here like 35, 40 years, so I guess I'm going to die here.
Yeah.
But I started wrestling, and I started boxing first.
Right.
And then I amateured, then I went in pro. Then I found out I was a catcher. I was catching all the punches.
Yeah.
So I decided to go into wrestling. I became, as you call it, Afro-American, Afro-Canadian heavyweight champ ever to this day.
Wow.
I was the first black Canadian ever inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame in New York. So I'm kind of proud of that.
Yeah,
I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I worked for it. I put my whole life in it. I started at 17 years old. In July 18, I turned pro. I turned pro in 17. I lied and told them I was 18.
Oh, wow.
And I started my boxing career. And then from there, I went to my wrestling career and never had a job. I spent my whole life. Now I train different people, individuals. If I see they have talent and they're in shape, I work with them.
Yeah, you took me there one night.
Yeah,
after our last show.
After the last show, I took you there.
That was so much fun.
We had like 30, 40 guys there, and we'll be lucky if we get 4 or 5 students a year, but we'll be happy with it.
But you also you do the female divas too, or just the men?
We do the divas.
Because I met two that wanted to be divas.
Yeah.
They were asking me all about the diet.
Everybody in that school is all wannabes, but if they didn't want it, they wouldn't be there.
Right.
And we try them, we give them a 3-month tryout.
Yeah.
And if we see some potential, we don't expect them to see real professionals in 3 months. We'll give them another 3 months. But the hardest part is that somebody wants it, and you have to tell them, look, I'm sorry, you just don't have it.
Yeah.
It'd be like me. I have horses. Always wanted to be a jockey. To be a jockey, you got to weigh 112 pounds.
You wanted to be a jockey?
Oh, when I was growing up, because I was born
I think
around
you're a
horses.
little bit too big for a jockey.
Like I was going to say, you have to be 112 pounds. My bones weigh more than that.
Yeah, of course. And you got to be a certain height,
a certain
too,
height,
right?
yeah. So, it's hard when you have to tell them, because I've had them come from New York, Pennsylvania. I've had them come from Montreal, Canada, move down and invest. And unfortunately, but it's better to tell them than to lie to them and keep them going and going and going.
Now, most of the people that you see training there, the ones that really shine and they stand out, the ones that really work hard, like we were talking about, dedicate, be disciplined, consistent.
And that's why they were talking to you about getting in shape. Them are the ones I concentrate on.
And if they are that driven and that consistent,
then do
most of them succeed? Those?
Yeah, we send them, we have the high, this is their first step. Their second step is they go to Orlando, Florida, to our big training school where we have 7 rings. And then from there, they got a 90% chance of going to the WWE unless they get hurt. But to get there, you've almost got it, because I judge that which ones go down and which ones don't.
Yeah.
And it's a shame, because you can be friends for a guy for 6 months. You give him 2-3 months, and after I got to say, I'm sorry, you just don't have it.
Yeah.
It's hard,
now,
but it's truthful.
Out of, like, let's say 10 guys that you would watch and train, would you say that all 10 of them give 100%, or some of them do it?
No, I question them first. And when I will say to them, let me ask you a question, why do you want to be a wrestler? And if they say anything else except, I love it,
yeah,
I know right then.
Oh, because if they're in it for money, forget
I've
it.
heard
They're
them say, I've had them come up to me and say, well, it's sports entertainment. Yes, it is. But they go, I like to entertain.
Oh,
so you're in the wrong business.
Right, you got to have it in your heart.
You got to have that you want it, and you want to drive. And in my day, it wasn't like it is today. I was going 6-7 days a week. I was buying new caddies every year with 150,000 miles on them. But now they fly everywhere. They only wrestle 2-3 times a week.
Right.
And it's a good sport. But to get something, my philosophy was very simple. To get something back, you got to put something in.
Yeah,
so I put my heart, soul, dedication. I was young, only Afro-Canadian. I mean, they beat me like a drum.
Yeah,
but I didn't have enough sense. I kept coming back.
Right. So when you started, if they would have asked you, why are you doing this? Why are you wrestling? What was your answer?
My same way, because I love it.
Yeah, you love it.
I go back 4 generations, don't forget.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, my grandfather.
Right.
Dwayne's grandfather.
Who's Dwayne?
Dwayne's The Rock.
Oh, your son Dwayne.
Dwayne
The Rock
that's
Johnson. That guy.
Yeah, see him, so we go back 4 generations. And even when I was boxing, it was so funny, and I wasn't that bad, but I'm not saying I was going to be a world champion, but I had my heart into it. But I always watched wrestling. It was born into me.
Yeah.
Then I went back and checked. We go back 4 generations.
No, and that's amazing, though. So were you close with your father, grandfather?
When my grandfather had passed, and when I grew, my dad passed when I was 12.
Oh, wow.
But he had finished his career.
I don't think we've ever talked about this.
Yeah, he passed away when I was 12.
Wow, that's so young.
He passed away on Christmas Day.
Oh, my God, how sad. Of what? Cancer?
That's what, he had cancer in the lungs. He worked in the coal mine.
Oh, God.
And they had celluloses because they never had the masks and all the stuff that they have now. And he passed. I had a little hole inside of me. I used to go sit by the grave and wondering. I had that little hole. So then I left a small town in Nova Scotia and I went to Toronto. And I knew there was something bigger. And I kept making that hole bigger and bigger. And then I went to the Trinity Recreation Center because you didn't have to pay. I had a job working at a car wash, 90 cents an hour.
Wow.
So,
that's unbelievable.
Right.
90 cents.
But you got paid every day.
Yeah.
My room I rented was $3.50 a week, $3.50.
Wow.
But that hole got bigger and bigger. And then finally, when I saved a few bucks, I joined the YMCA, where that's when I started my wrestling. And I sparred with Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, all those guys. Actually, I lived next to George Foreman in Hayward, California, when he beat Joe Frazier for the world's title.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
I remember one Sunday afternoon, we were at your house having a barbecue with my kids. Not the ice bucket challenge when we all dumped the ice, but it was that day, or I think one of those days. You started telling me a story about Muhammad Ali. And it was a story about, I remember that it was a heartfelt story.
It was
about
a story
when
that we met and we just clicked.
Yeah.
And he was Cassius Clay at the time. He was in Toronto to fight George Chuvalo for the world's title, but he was still, no, it wasn't the world's title for a title, but he was still Cassius Clay. So we were in the gym dancing around, shuffling around.
That's so
awesome. We
awesome.
had James Brown on Night Train.
Of course.
So we put a piece of plywood down. And that's how we learned to shuffle, tap dancing. Awesome. I took tap dancing, not really tap dance, step dancing, toes and heel when I was a kid because that's all you could do when I grew up. Was play hockey and go take dancing. And
you were how old? Like 15, 16?
I wasn't even that old.
Wow. And you were already dancing?
Yeah. 11,
now, do you
12.
think that dancing helped your wrestling?
I know it did.
For sure.
It gave me that ability. It gave me that.
To move
it gave
and
me
be
that
flexible. Yeah.
So anyway, he took his and went on to do the Harley Shuffle. And I took mine and went on to do the Rocky Shuffle.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, let's see the Rocky Shuffle.
Yeah, right. 20 years ago.
You still do it?
I do it to intimidate some of the guys at the school that kind of get the big head because they come in with the 22-inch arms, the big chest.
And they think they're so great.
And then they just, they walk like robots. And I go, hey, you got no rhythm.
Right.
Oh, what do you mean? Then I show.
And then they have to. There was a movie that your son was in, and he was a football player, and they sent him to the ballet. Do you remember that movie? The Game Plan.
Yeah, Game Plan. Yeah.
But it really is true. Dancing and ballet and all that stuff.
Football players still do it.
Of course.
They do all the ballet moves.
Of course. No.
Don't know where the tutu. But.
No, I think your son wore it in the movie.
He wore it in that movie.
Oh, he's cute. So let's talk about him for a minute. When you started training him. You told me a story about how he used to do the bench press.
Well, you do the benches. He was like 14, and he was hitting on his stomach. He was hitting on his forehead.
Doing everything wrong.
So I put a piece of tape across his chest.
Yeah.
I said, hit that every time. But, he was very athletic. He played for the Miami University.
Yeah, my school,
Yeah, and he won national championship.
Right.
He went and played for Calgary.
Right.
And Stampeders, and they cut him, and he came back to live with me. I was living in Tampa at the time. Not in Weston.
Yeah.
And they called him to come back. And I told him, I said, you're throwing your whole career away. I didn't want him to have to go through what I went through.
Yeah.
I mean, I went through in the South 30 years ago. So it was bad, but I stuck with it.
Yeah.
I always walked with my head up. I never stepped over anybody, but I never let anybody step over me.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'm going to train you. It's a funny story. I said, I'm going to train you. But I'm going to train you 150%.
Well,
so I got him down to the gym. He caught on, bang, bang, because he was an athlete. And one day he was clowning around, and I kind of got upset. And I said, look, if you want sympathy, go home and get it.
Yeah.
He said, that's exactly where I'm going. He walked in a mile and a half home in the rain and told his mother I was trying to kill him. So when I walked in the door, boy, everything broke. Oh, I was the worst guy. I told him. So I brought him back. He came. He apologized. He came back, and I really worked with him.
How old would you say he was? 16?
Yeah, he was probably
18.
Yeah, around 17, 18. He was getting ready to go to college. And I said, if you're sick, if you want to throw up, go outside.
Yeah.
Right. And if you want sympathy, go home and get it.
Right.
And he stuck right with it. Within 4 months, he was United States champion. He was intercontinental. He held the world's title about 7 or 8 times.
Wow.
Now, from there, he's in movies. So what else can I say?
And you got to be so proud of him.
Yeah, I am very proud.
Very.
But everybody says I did it. No, he did it.
Okay, but you know what I was just about to say, because I'm very close with you.
Yes.
So I know you very well, and I can say, you say it's him, and I say it's him, but you instilled the work ethic and the drive and the ambition, because that's how you are.
And a lot of times he wanted to quit. A lot of times, Dad,
I'm
tired.
Of course, and you guided him.
Dad, I don't feel good. I said, a lot of times I went out there when I didn't feel good either.
I guarantee if he had a different father who was a wimpy wimp, I don't think he would be as great as he is.
I don't think he would have. He'd have been there, but he wouldn't have been as high up as he is.
Yeah. Okay, we got a caller, so we're going to hold off on the
question. What was a female?
It's a male, sorry.
That's my luck.
Hi, Andrew. Are you there?
Hi, Lisa. Hi, how are you, honey?
Good. How are you?
Good. Just want to call in and say how much, myself and my family admires The Rock, and I know you're interviewing his dad, and I'm sure he gets a lot from him because I was looking him up, and he looks like a real solid guy.
Now, this is Andrew from the Trump, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hi. He's at one of the places that I work at. Trump
where
down
you
in
never
Sunny
took me.
Isle.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you hear him well?
Yeah, I can hear him a little bit, yeah.
So he's pretty cool, Rocky Johnson, right?
Yeah, congratulations on all of that. A lot of success to you and your family, sir.
I sure appreciate that, and I give my boy most of the success. I only took him to the water. I couldn't make him drink it.
Well, somebody had to open the door.
Yeah, I would like to say that he always calls me the pioneer.
Yeah.
He said, Dad, you pioneered. You opened the doors. I said, yeah. Then I will tease him and I'll say, I wonder if you do that for me.
Then he says, of course.
But there's nothing he wouldn't do for me. Actually, he does too much now.
Yeah, but he should, though. You're his dad. So you got any questions for Mr. Rocky over here?
I just wanted to say hello and tell him how much I admire, and then that's it.
I sure appreciate your compliment, and I enjoy talking to you. It's a real pleasure. I hope I get the opportunity to talk to you again.
Okay, thank you, Andrew, for calling. Bye. We lost him already. Okay, let's move on to you because I love you, and I'd rather talk about you than your son. Although I think he's pretty hot, I must say.
Right.
My type. Anyway, let's talk about your books coming out, a movie coming out. What's going on with you?
Well,
because I've been talking with your agent quite a bit.
Yeah, we're doing a book right now. Actually, it's going to be such a big book. We're going to make 3 different books out of
that's
it.
what he
But
said.
it's called The Ring King, the Rocky Johnson story. It goes all the way back. We traced it all the way back to 1800.
Wow, yeah, that's
and it
great.
goes all the way up. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, when people see you now and they see you as successful, not so much me, like my boy, they don't realize what you had to go through to get there.
And that's what
and
people need to hear about.
Yeah, and that's what I got to tell them about that. I was one, and again, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging because I'm just an ordinary guy, but I broke the South wide open.
Mm-hmm.
I broke the Jim Crow law. I was the first Southern champion. I was the first Texas champion. I was the first black Georgia champion. I was the first black Florida champion.
Yeah, but you should brag.
Well,
you're such
I don't
a
like to
humble,
brag.
down-to-earth
I just
person.
had it.
You should
I had in
brag.
my mind,
if
you put a wall there 2 inches thick, I'm going through it.
Yeah.
And if you made it 4 inches thick, I'm still going through it.
But that's how you did
That's
everything
how exactly
that you did.
how
You
I
had
did
that
it.
drive, that ambition.
I had that drive, that
fearless. You're fearless.
Only person could stop me would be God.
Yeah.
But I knew God was behind me.
Yeah.
So
now, did you ever have fear in your life? Ever a fear of success?
No. I've always set my standards. I still have a tape in my car from 1962, Martin Luther King, the original speech.
And today's Martin Luther King Day.
And I still have that tape, and I play it back, and I see where I got my drive from.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and both of us went to the mountain.
Right.
Unfortunately, he didn't come back.
Right.
But I did.
Yeah.
You know.
And you were telling me when your agent and I were talking and we were figuring out about 3 books instead of 1, that you forgot how many titles you won.
Yeah, I've won. Not saying again, not bragging. I hate to say this because
you should brag.
I won more titles because then we had NWA, WWE, this and that.
Right.
We had Canadian, but now it's all WWE.
Yeah.
But in that region, I've held 58 titles.
58 titles, and you are a legend. I
don't like to class my privileges. I'm just one of God's chosen children.
Well, but you're amazing at what you've done, and you've done.
And that's why I try to help people, just like you do. I mean, we've known each other 16 years, 17 years.
And you love my book.
I love your book.
I
don't care much
you
for
can
your
get
brother.
on Amazon.com.
Right. That's a great book. Actually, that book helped me because you remember when my horse reared up and broke my shoulder.
Yeah.
I went up to 347 pounds because I had to have my shoulder wrapped.
Yeah.
And now I'm down to 260.
Right.
And I read that book. I'd sit home at night and read it.
And
but
I
it was so depressing for me at that period because I go to bed at 10 and I'm up at 5.
Yeah.
And gone here, gone there, and to sit there for 3 months. And I had to buy a special bed, a Craftsmatic bed, because I couldn't lay back and had to wrap my arm at night.
Right.
And that was really depressing. But I knew I'd get through it. I said, I'm going to come back bigger and stronger.
And that's exactly going back to what you were saying about going through the wall and being fearless. And what I talk about in my book is that when you can't work out and when you can't do the things to escape your mind, and you have to face yourself, you have to love yourself.
Right. You know, I have 8, 9 brothers, and I was always getting hand-me-downs, and I'd get a pair of shoes, and they'd have holes in the bottom. And I was like 10 or 11, and I always remember what my dad said. He said, I cried because I had no shoes. Then I saw a guy who had no feet.
Yeah, of course.
And that's, you know, I've learned a lot from him, but I lost him at a young age, so I never really had a father image.
Yeah.
So I had to take that little hole and make it bigger and bigger. And I
But
wanted to make sure my boy got everything that I didn't get.
Right. And you took that hole in your heart or your soul, and instead of being the victim and feeling sorry for yourself.
Oh, no, I didn't. I had drive. I said, nothing's going to stop me.
You had belief. You had love. You had no fear.
No fear.
And so then you pretty much, when you were going through the 3 months where you couldn't do anything, like me, when I had those surgeries in my book and I couldn't do anything.
Right. Well, you went through the same thing.
Yeah, I decided, you know what? Am I going to sit here and feel sorry for myself and cry every day and be miserable? Or am I going to feed my mind with positive thoughts, meditate, love myself, and know that I'm going to come out of this a stronger person than when I started?
And you had a good person behind you. I had a good person behind me. And I just said to myself, I got 2 choices. I can dig a hole and fall in it, or I can climb myself back out.
Of course.
And that's exactly what I did.
And that's why we connect so well.
I was at the gym 5:30 in the morning. They go, why are you doing there so early?
Yeah.
I say, when I go to the bar at 5:30, you start worrying then.
Of course, but that's so true.
You know, and I help guys. I have a guy I work out with, believe it or not. He just turned 90.
Oh, wow.
And I help him on the treadmill. I help him on the bike, and I have him doing 5-pound weights.
Oh,
but to show him that attention, that's all it took.
Of course.
Because nobody would just say hi. And, you know, you say, I said, if you don't mind me showing you, you're doing this wrong.
Awesome.
He said, I'd love to. Yeah. He said he never started working out until he was 70.
Oh, wow.
Now he's 90. He's in great shape. He got a physical at first of the year.
And he'll live a longer life because he's exercising.
But he lives a healthier life. He eats good health foods and takes his vitamins.
How are you with eating? You eat pretty healthy?
Yeah, I have all my food delivered from Whole Foods.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, I get 18 meals every 3 days.
Oh, that's awesome.
But, it's cooked the way, and I'm just eating a lot of protein, salads, and I stay away from sweets. But every once in a while, I get a sweet tooth, so I make Jell-O, sugar-free.
Okay, but that's good. And you don't drink alcohol.
I haven't drank since 1990.
Did you ever? Oh, yeah, you told me a story that you got aggressive. Tell me that story again.
When I got drinking, I get beer muscles, or especially somebody said to me so. And I woke up one day and I said, this is not for me.
Yeah.
So now I drink Crystal Light, sugar-free.
Which is much better for
you. And somebody wants to say it's whiskey. Okay, it's whiskey.
Yeah. You don't need the whiskey.
No, I have no.
No.
A year I bought a bottle of champagne, but it was not alcohol-free.
Yeah, but that's so much better. Okay, we got about 5 minutes left. We talked about your books, which will be coming out probably in the next 3-6 months, maybe?
Yeah, I'm hoping 3.
Okay, and then there's going to be a movie.
Yeah, and then we want to work on a movie, which you're going to work with me on.
Which I'm going to be in it.
Oh, well, you know that. But I'm not putting your brother in it.
Danny, you hear that?
Yeah, hear that, Danny. But yeah, you're definitely, you know that. We've been friends for 20 years.
You know, somebody was asking me, do I want to act in a movie? And the truth is, I don't ever want to be an actress. I want to be in whatever to help people heal. You can do what I do.
I don't want to be an actor.
Yeah.
So we're going to we'll do it together. So we're just going to ad-lib.
And just be ourselves.
That's all you got to be. Just like your interview, the first time you were nervous.
Yeah.
And I told you, just be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I have seen guys that did interviews better than Obama.
Right.
But the minute that red light came on, they start spitting and stuttering and shaking.
Yeah.
I said, totally your mind.
Right, and if you believe in what you're doing and you love what you do, it comes naturally.
Right, and I love everything I'm doing. So.
Yeah, me too. I want to be the new Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, you will be.
The white Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, well, you will be.
I love her.
Yeah,
I cannot
my boy
wait
was
to
just
meet
on
her.
your show, so.
Oh, I just love her because she's helped people. She's
helped a
great
lot.
at what she does.
Right.
And giving money and what we were talking about before, gratitude.
Right.
The reason why you've done so well and I'm doing so well is because we're so grateful for anything that we have.
Yeah, everything I have, I'm so grateful.
Of course, you have to be. And that's why your son, too, came out the way he came out.
Yeah, and he has the Rock Foundation.
Oh, that's right.
They spend like $1 million a year for make sure kids have clothes, make sure Christmas, make sure they have books for school and everything, you know.
Yeah, he does give back. He's a wonderful person. Yeah, he really is. And he doesn't seem like an egomaniac.
No, he has no ego whatsoever.
Not at all. He's a
he
hard-working...
He won't even tell you his name is The Rock. He asked him what his name. He goes, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
You know, with somebody else would say, you don't know who I am? I'm The Rock.
Now, did you ever throughout your career get a big head or kind of like, you know?
Never. Because I set my goal higher than I ever went.
Yeah.
You know, I set my goal to the mountain. And when I got to that mountain, I set another mountain.
So it's all about goal setting.
It was setting goals. I said, if I went this far, I can go this far.
Yeah.
If I go this far, I can go this far.
That's beautiful.
You know, it took me 20 years to become a world champion, but I became a world champion.
And how did it feel that day they inducted you into the Hall of Fame?
I think that was probably two of the greatest things in my life. That was the greatest because when you get the Hall of Fame ring, you know your career's over.
Yeah.
And I was glad, though.
Yeah.
It was over. And the other thing in the wrestling that I have, you've seen pictures at my house when I walked in the pyramids in Egypt.
Oh, yeah, amazing.
It changed everything.
Of course. What a life you led. That's amazing.
I've been all over the world.
That's amazing.
So when I got the Hall of Fame ring, I had known before they inducted me because they tell you like 8 months ahead. But I knew I was winding down. You know, my knees were starting to hurt. My elbows were starting to hurt.
Yeah.
And I probably threw 50,000 drop kicks in 33 years.
Wow, we got 1 minute left. Sorry. Okay. No. But we're going to be up for another 30 minutes right now with Russ Johnson. You can call in at 888 to hear more about Rocky Johnson. You call in at 888-565-1470. And to say goodbye, I would love to say that believe in yourself, be grateful for everything, be driven, and be fearless. And we'll be back right after this. Thank you, Rocky. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in today and starting your very own journey through transformation. Do not wait to get the perfect weight, find the perfect mate, or the perfect job to become happy. Be happy today. Lisa will continue to help guide you weekly to become more mindful and live in the now. Feed your body healthy and nutritious foods, get your body moving, and feed your mind with positive affirmations. Remember, with a positive mind, your body will react accordingly. Believe, and you will achieve greatness. Namaste.